All right, okay, so I'm Theo, and yeah, we help businesses play better music in their venues. As you probably know, music is played in a lot of public areas, so cafes, bars, restaurants, even gyms. And research shows that music has a big impact on people's experience when they visit venues. But we have found that businesses struggle to decide what music to play, when to play music, and also how they should be playing it. And we find that there's a lack of feedback here. So there's the business which owns the venue, plays the music, and we have the audience who's there consuming it, and the interaction is just very low. And to complicate things further, there are legal issues. And if you want to stream music to a venue, you have to deal with expensive hardware if you're going to set up many venues for a big organization. So, our solution to this is called Blicko. And we think of it as a music service both for the business which owns the venue, but also for the audience who is there listening to the music. And it consists of two key parts. And the first one is this is our little streaming box. We built from off-the-shelf hardware, so it's the Raspberry Pi. So our current test customers love this. We just send it to them on post. They plug it into the PR system, and it streams and plays music automatically. So they can set up many of these. A big organization can set up many of these in several venues, and the music is scheduled and managed online. And then, more importantly, we allow people at venues to connect with their smartphones to choose music. So this could be personnel working at the venue, but it could also be the audience who's there listening. So yeah, so imagine basically you're going to your gym, you check in with our app, and you can have an impact on the music which is being played in the venue. Now this is balanced to the business, so to the profile, like the way they want to sound. So you cannot pick anything, basically. And yeah, so yeah, we believe this leads to better experience at the venues. People are more inclined to visit more often. And it also gives a form of indirect marketing to the business because people connect through Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, our business model is simply a monthly subscription to the company which owns the venue, so per venue. This includes the box, and it includes a license to stream and play, so that in Sweden, up to 20 million songs publicly for the venue. And we are also planning to collect additional revenues from record labels and from companies who want to promote artists or even products in the venue. So imagine if you can target a beer ad at specific bars, for example, venues. So we have a scheduling system where companies could schedule these ads as audio announcements, basically. And these additional revenues, we would of course share with the business who's doing this to create an extra incentive for our service. Yeah, we are this is us working with this. And yeah, we are three tech people. We're good engineers. We're good at UX. We need sales competence. We need marketing competence. So that's kind of what we're looking for at the moment. We're working closely with, I think it's 7 now. 7 test customers in Stockholm, and these are mainly gyms. And we're looking for, we're going to start doing a sales push now this autumn, and we're going to focus on large organizations, mainly gym chains in the Sweden area. And we're here now, visiting Silicon Valley and looking for potential strategic partners in this area to maybe potentially be able to branch out in the future. That's basically it. Thank you.
Marlon, please.
Sure. Nice presentation. Quick question on the value proposition. So there's technology out there. I think they're called Sonos speakers, where you can just connect any phone to it and play whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right. So why would a why would an establishment pay you a subscription fee when they could pay a one-time, you know, incur a one-time expense to buy this hardware and then just let their users do whatever they want? And I'm guessing maybe you mentioned something earlier about limiting the playlist. So maybe the answer is in there, and maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course. It's a good question. When we started this, we wanted to be very open and let people, interact a lot and choose the music, but we found that basically businesses don't want that. Okay, so what we want to try to be is a kind of Sonos, but built specifically for companies. So we limit. Yeah, so the big part is limiting what music to play, but also when people can select music, the times of the day, and we want to build, features which is important for larger organizations. And we have found, for example, for our gym chains, they want to be able to have different types of music in the morning, different types of music in the afternoon, or different volumes. So we needed a scheduling system, basically. And this is not something that we would use in your home. So we believe that, we have found that, basically, there's no good solution for these big organizations and for companies to do. And especially if you want to do music streaming, there's also the licensing issues. So, yeah, we found a need for this.
Ulis and then Johan.
So have you thought through the licensing issues associated with this business?
Yeah.
They're very complex, and I don't know how it is in Sweden, because I don't know that market, but here, there's enormous complexity associated with it. So,
Right.
have you thought to that?
Of course. So that's been one of our main challenges, basically. We've been doing the most, and we made our big breakthrough last year. When we got a streaming partner they have dealt with the licensing, so they have streaming accounts for us, which we can apply at businesses. So we are not going to deal with record labels and stuff like that.
But you don't deal with the payments? Like how
Yeah.
does payment get to the label?
So we will package it into our solution. So we will pay the streaming provider, who pays the licensing fees. So the licensing fee is partly for the stream. So you're going to have to pay a license for just the stream music, but then you also have to pay collecting societies for the venue, depending on the size and stuff. But this is then packaged into everything. But it is quite expensive if you want to do it for business. So about half of what we charge will go to. We charge about $100 a month, so half of that goes for licensing.
Johan?
No, I had the licensing question as well, but then follow on is your gross margin is 50%?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, but yeah, so we're very early, so we're still finding out the right price to charge for everything, but that's the plan, basically, 50%.
I got a quick question. Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
How many discrete steps do I have to take as a customer or user before I hear a song that I pick?
Sorry, how many?
How many discrete steps do I have to take as a user or as a customer of a store to get on my phone and pick something? How many
Steps in the
clicks?
process?
Yeah.
Okay. So one challenge we have is just marketing to people at venues that we exist. Okay, so we do that by two ways currently. We have QR codes. We have stickers and posters on the wall with a big QR code. Basically, you want to pick the next song, go here. And we have voice announcements like every hour talking about the service. And from there on, from the QR code, you come into our app. You directly see the playlist, what's playing. So many people just use it as a kind of
I have to
Shazam.
download your app first.
No, it's a web-based mobile app.
Okay, we're going to switch to feedback with Sarah and then John. Sarah, you want to do feedback first, or John?
I'll go ahead. So interesting, I could be a use case because I have a Sonos system in our accelerator down in Santa Clara. And several of us have control of that, and we'll compete sometimes about who we want to play, upbeat or downbeat. But I don't let all the accelerator companies have access to that capacity. But generally, in your presentation, and I think it's true for all you guys, you mentioned we have a customer or 5 customers in your case. I'd like to hear more about what you're learning from these guys and how you're learning. So that's why I have these questions about metrics and how many people you're talking to. How are you changing your original hypothesis based on the feedback you're getting? Is the kind of things I think you guys should incorporate into your presentations. because you learn from your failures, and you got to assume you're not going to get it all right. So
That's very, very true. Yeah.
Okay, Sarah?
I'm more interested in what Mr. Spotify has to say, so I'm donating my feedback time to him.
All right.
No, I think you're solving a couple of interesting problems. One is the rights problems that all these venues and shops have. And then you have sort of a hardware solution that I assume is so cheap that you can just plug it into any speaker system that you have, and therefore so lower investment costs for the venue and so forth. So I think it's a pretty good solution. But as always, it's the learnings that you have on your customers, and you need more customers, and how you go to the market, because that's going to be your biggest challenge. You didn't talk so much about it, but I think you've something going for you, and I know from Spotify that this is a huge area and a huge market. So I wish you all the luck.
So one thing I would mention, so I have an investment in a company called Feed.fm, and essentially what they do is they're music as a service via an API for websites. And what they did, which was clever, which I think you might be able to use and leverage, is that they went and built case studies on the use of music per website, per application. So what they saw was retention spike dramatically every time there was music that was being streamed, whether it's a game or whether it's a browsing experience, a shopping experience, or something like that. So they saw retention spike. They also saw conversion go up. So what they then started to do is started to document that and use that as marketing collateral. So then every time they go to somebody else and say, hey, listen, my retention just went up. For my other customer, retention went up 40%. So try that, see if you can document and see if you can, it's harder to do in the larger venues. If you're in a gym, then that's harder to figure out. But if you're in a shopping environment, maybe there is some quantifiable data you can get that you can then replicate in different environments.
Yeah, that's very important.
Okay, so we're out of time for questions and feedback. I'd like the judges to, on the count of three, hold their cards up for the vote. 1, 2, 3.